How does one push through even when times are hard? I think I have to stop this. We always have this beautiful music with the fish. Let me mute it 1 second. So, I was asked by many people. 1 second. I was asked by many people about what to do. Matcha, oh my God, my cat, look at this. Mrs., can I sit, please? My princess, can you please allow Papa to sit? I want to sit here. Okay, let me sit with you. Can you make space for me? A little bit of space. Only a little bit of space. Come on. Just move. Come. How fat are you, little thing? How fat are you? You will not even move an inch. Golly. Come here. Okay, you can stay with me. You can stay with Papa. Many people are asking me, there's some things, a lot of problems that happen in everybody's lives. You're not different. You're not different than me. Oh, yeah, but you got money. Yeah, as if money is everything, my friend. The reason why I like my life is not because I have money. Of course, money makes things easier. Money gives freedom or increases the level of freedom you have. But I know very free people that earn very little. They have their own little farm. They are self-sufficient. They grow their own crops. They have their own chickens. Very happy people. They have one millionth of what I have in terms of financial, in terms of cash in bank, in terms of assets. Yeah. And guess what? They're happy. So money is not the end all be all. Not everything is money for sure. But I understand. Whenever you're at the bottom, every problem seems to be attached to making money. I understand it because I grew up like many of you have grown up. I grew up maybe like you have grown up. Very normal family household. Normal, a little bit going to poor. I don't want to say I was poor. We always had food on the table. My dad worked very hard. Even when he had chemotherapy, which is, I'm not gonna speak about this because this video is gonna be taken down. But yeah, even when my dad was doing chemotherapy, he was still holding 2 jobs on the side without the government knowing, getting money in cash so that he can continue giving us a good life. So I'm not gonna say that I didn't have anything. No, of course I did. But it was a middle class going to middle class or lower type of life. Yeah, I quit high school when I was 15 years old. I fucking hated it. And I was a good student, by the way. Like when I was in school, I remember the teachers were telling my parents how gifted I was at mathematics. And they wanted to send me to tournaments and stuff like this. Ugh. But I was honestly a pretty normal kid, actually. And by normal, I mean really normal. I was not particularly good looking. I was just normal, I was good at sports, but not particularly like pro level at anything. I was just good. I was decent, And I felt to myself many times when I was growing up that specifically after the ages of 13-ish, I was just not satisfied. I was just not happy. And many times, even that young, I was like, I feel like shit and I don't know why. Then as I got older, I thought that would get better, but it didn't get better. It doesn't matter what I accomplished. It doesn't matter what I did. I always felt like a bad day would signify the end of my world. And very often I would be like, this is the worst day of my life. I'd rather die. You know how many times I had in my mind? Hold on 1 second. I have people in the community talking. They like to talk a lot. And I get all the notifications. I read everything they say. It's a lot of messages. Yeah, very often I would just think to myself, I would rather die than go through this. But then over time, I've got to learn the art of not giving a fuck. I'm sorry for the wording. But I read a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And it actually did help me a lot, I gotta say, because it reminded me that all the things we give so much credit and all the things that we're so pressured for, they actually don't matter at all. Like at all. When I mean at all, I mean really at all. They matter not. Zero. Once again, I understand when you have literally nothing, all the problems point to lack of money, right? So there is a baseline that you have to sort of reach, yeah? And it's not easy, man. It's not easy because you see all these stories online of people printing money, people that are your age or even younger, making a lot of money, buying a McLaren here, a McLaren there. And there's a few things to say about that. The first thing I'm going to say is that not everything you see happens to be the truth, right? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that people like to create a perception. That's just the world we live in, right? And you might not know this about me, but I hate boasting. I hate showing off stuff. Why do you think I'm showing you the Burj Khalifa here? Because you've seen a million other videos of people showing things that have some kind of value for somebody. And unfortunately, you do have to play the game to a degree. What does playing the game mean here? It means that you do need, to a certain extent, to get somebody's attention before they get to know you. So if you're watching this video and you don't really know my background, you haven't followed me for many years, you don't know my reputation, my credibility, why am I good at what I do? You need to see some proof. That's what, look at this. This watch is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Why do I wear this watch at my own home? Was a very clear answer. It's because I'm getting your attention. I'm automatically showing you that there is value in whatever it is I have to say. Now, it's not a position I like to be in to do these things, but unfortunately, we live in the day and age where truth is masked behind smokes and mirrors, right? So this is me. I'm a multi-gazillionaire. I have everything I want. Even I have to do this shit. Grant Cardone, one of the greats. All these people, they have to showcase some level of power, yeah? Even Hormozy, who is the guy that doesn't show off anything. Well, he shows off an office that is costing him a ridiculous amount of money. He's showing insane amounts of high-level, C-level executives that cost millions of dollars. He's showing off all kinds of tech around his office. I mean, he's very intelligent the way he does it, but he does it just like everybody else. And of course, you have the broccoli hair guys in Miami, all of them showing the same McLaren because they share it with each other, just to create the perception. This is all normal. And the problem is you're comparing yourself with these people, and at the same time, you refuse to do what they do. So it's a bit of an incongruent situation, because you're looking at these people and saying, these guys have everything they want already, and they're younger than me. Well, they might not. They might actually be eating what they shit. That's what we say in Spain. Se comen lo que cagan. Okay? They eat what they shit. Now, I'm not going to say every single body is like this. I do know a lot of people, some of them my clients, that are younger than me, and they're making a lot more money than I was making when I was their age. And I thought I was the king of the world. So the point number 2 is that those that do have what they show, it's very easy to fall into the trap of believing they were lucky, of believing they were at the right place at the right time. Because you believing that would mask the truth, which is that they're working more than where you're working. They care more about their future than what you care about. They deploy the time available to them in more effective and efficient ways than you do. And that very often is a tough pill to swallow, because that would imply your inability to become successful like them. So it's much easier. What is the easiest response to that? the easiest response is just to continue doing nothing. Continue playing video games, continue wasting your time, and just continue being average. Because if you never try, you can always claim that they were lucky. If you don't ever try, you can always claim that you could have done it yourself if you could have had the opportunities they had. And that, my friend, is what's keeping you hostage. You know, there is something a mentor of mine says. He also says it publicly, so you may have heard from him. But I'm not going to say who that is because I don't know if he would allow me to. But he says to me, you know, if you don't want to be disappointed with your situation, then accept it. Either you accept that you're going to be average and mediocre for the totality of your existence, then you will not stress over not being there. You will not stress over not getting there. You will not stress over mismanaging your time because you just accept your situation as what's going to be your situation forever. Now, on the flip side, if you do yearn for more, if you do yearn for a better life in general, then you will always feel like absolute dog shit unless you take action. So you have two options. Either one, accept your situation, accept that you will always be mediocre. Again, nothing wrong with that. Some people are just for this life. That's okay. Maybe you are like this. Number two, change your situation. How do you change a situation? How do you change your life? Number one, you change your beliefs about yourself. Okay? How do you change your beliefs? By changing the emotions you feel throughout the day. Instead of feeling shameful, you feel proud of what you have. Instead of feeling fearful, you feel full of love and excitement. The opposite of fear for me is excitement. I don't know if it's the exact emotional opposite, but for me it is. It feels like, at least. So if you do feel like you're not where you want to be, and that fear of becoming forever what you don't want to become is stronger, if that fear is stronger than the pain of having to do all those actions that you don't want to take right now, then you will take action. So it requires a lot of inner work. It requires a lot of understanding internally, inside of your head, what it is that you truly want, you know? And there is this new movement, which I really, really, really like, which is called retard maxing. And actually, retard maxing is one of the best things you can do. You know, they're doing all these things like looks maxing, whatever, mog maxing or whatever. I don't know what you kids talk about, but retard maxing is the movement that I definitely support. What does retard maxing do? Retard maxing allows you to, basically gives you perspective, yeah? And I'm 36 years old now. It was my birthday relatively recently. And I've come to realize in my young old age that things don't matter that much. Things that we think matter don't actually matter. We're wrong. I was wrong the whole time. What really matters, you know what? What really matters is actually nothing. What really matters, the only thing that matters really, is what you make out of life. You can make out of life a misery. You can make out of life something to complain about. You can make out of life, oh, I was so unlucky with my height. I was so unlucky with my lack of skills. I was so unlucky with my upbringing. I was so unlucky with the color of my skin. Or on the flip side, you can say, it doesn't matter what I have. I'm just going to do my best, right? And if you do your best, who gives a shit about the outcome? You did your best, right? No regrets. Retard maxing, in a way, is the art of adding perspective to everything you do. Everybody around you dies. As long as you exist, you will find beauty in every single thing eventually. There are so many things to find beauty on, even when everything looks grim. You lose your job. It's not the end of the world. You will continue living. You're not retarded. You'll find a way. You really will find a way. Trust me. A deal that you really believe should go through and it was so important to you falls through. Doesn't happen. Doesn't matter. There's always tomorrow. I told this to my players in G2 when I was managing the esports team that I created, G2 Esports. I was a player myself. That's why I could tell these things, because I knew from experience. I would lose a tournament when I was a player and I was feeling so bad that like I told you, I wanted to die. But now that I'm older, I was able to tell the players, my players, you know, man, I know you lost the World Championship finals, but there is always tomorrow. Imagine you would have won the finals. There's still always tomorrow. If you win the World Championship finals, but then you get destroyed on your first few weeks in the regional league, back to square one. Everybody thinks you're trash. Everybody thinks you're done. Oh, now he won the World Championship, now it's over. That's it. He's a has-been. You understand? It doesn't matter what you do today, there is always tomorrow. And that, guess what, also applies to life. Oh, but, you know, Carlos, I feel like I'm old enough, I should have done this and that, and I should have been successful by this time, I should have used my time better, and I should have. Okay, so what? Now what? Now today is today. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Tomorrow is always going to come unless you die. The sun is going to shine again. And when the sun shines, you will realize that yesterday's loss or failure wasn't all that big of a deal. Because in the end, the only thing that matters is what you do now about it. Oh, I feel like shit right now. You know why you feel like shit? Because the actions you took, including the thoughts you entertained and the emotions you entertained, got you here. So what do you think is going to happen when you change those emotions, when you change the actions that you take? Then your future self will look back dearly and your future self will feel a lot more fulfilled. Doesn't matter where you are in life. Whether you don't have enough money for a bus ticket or whether you don't have enough money to buy $1 billion home. I don't know if those exist, but you're going to be facing problems the same way. And the only thing that will determine whether you are fulfilled with your current situation is the recent, or maybe sometimes not that recent, but the past actions and thoughts and emotions you entertained. So, regardless where you are in life, how do you get back on track? How do you get back on the train of being excited about life? By taking action today. Simple as that. Oh yeah, Carlos, but it's not that simple. Well, it is that simple. Trust me, it is that simple. Oh yeah, but what about depression? Okay, you can choose to entertain all those things. You can choose to entertain what the TV tells you is true. You can choose to entertain what the doctors tell you is true. You can choose to entertain what the world that is equally miserable as you are tells you. You can choose to feel how the world tells you to feel. Or you can do like me and people like me and do not give a shit and still go your path. Because guess what? Nobody will care. Whether you fail or succeed, nobody will care. You want to know why people make other people feel bad about their success? Or try to make them feel bad about their success? Oh, you got there because you did this. Oh, you got there because you got lucky. Oh, you got there because... It's not even jealousy. Jealousy used to be my previous guess as of why that happened. But now it's pretty clear to me what it's about. It's about self-preservation. It's about the natural instinct of wanting to preserve our own well-being by actually convincing ourselves that anybody doing better than us must have been born different, must have been born with a set of circumstances that put them ahead of us, must have gotten lucky, must have gotten more opportunities than me, must have been taller, more handsome, more charismatic. Nonsense. Absolute fucking nonsense. The guy that's 2 meters tall has one job: to do their best. The guy that's 160 has one job: to do their best. What do you think? The guy that's playing NBA and is 2 meters 13, that looks like fucking... What's this movie? I forgot the movie. It's extremely known. But basically, they look like monsters, okay? They're very tall, yes, but they look retarded. I'm sure they think about themselves, I wish I was shorter and more handsome. I look like the Notre Dame guy. Everybody has something to complain about. I mean, I'm 181. 181, which is what? 5'11 to 6 foot, approximately, okay? So many people are taller than me. So many people are shorter than me. So many people are better looking than me. So many people are worse looking than me. Guess what? I still do my best. I still do my push-ups, still do my abs. I'm 36 years old, and I'm in the peak of my athleticism. Guess what? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit still. You just do your best. Oh, but I was born with the ability to... I wasn't born with the ability to speak in public. Well, guess what? I wasn't either. I'm not going to say I was awkward, but certainly I wasn't gifted. I just did it so many times that eventually I became proficient at it. Look at this. I'm speaking in front of a camera. I have one angle I want to talk about because I want to help people. But all these ideas that are coming to my mind free flow. Why? Because I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. I know that ideas will come because I've lived a life. And this life, doesn't matter how short or long, is filled with experiences. And those experiences allow us to tell our story. You have your own story. And in many ways, your story will be more interesting than mine, actually. You just have to believe it is. I'm sure there's so many things happening in your life. Even if you just play all day video games, there are so many things in your life that if I would just take your specific example and really take notes about everything that happened, I could find so many interesting things about you. And those many interesting things can become exceptional when building your business. Guess what? Wasting 15 years of your time, wasting 20 years of your life, wasting 40 years of your life is a fantastic comeback story. I was a piece of shit, and I overcame all of that and eventually became somebody I respect. Superhero story. You know why people loved the old Gladiator movie so much? It's because it represents things that we value highly in character. It's true. We value honor. We value discipline. We value stoic attributes. We value the ability to stay cool in the face of disaster. We really value the ability to do what we must do, regardless of what has happened to us. You're short, do your best. Everybody around you dies, do your best. You're the Hispanic guy in a world full of non-Hispanics. Do your best. You're a black guy in a world full of racism. Do your best. Who gives a shit? Tell you what, when I see somebody, my line of work is coaching and info products and stuff like this, right? Coaching, webinars, events, mentorship, info. When I see a black guy that has picked up the pieces and has become somebody I respect, all of a sudden that guy, somehow, my instinct does this. I put him slightly above everybody on his level that is not black. Why? Because he's unique, special, not many like him. So he actually took a weakness and turned it into a strength. When I was young, I did judo, okay? I'm blue belt judo. I did for many years, 5 years, I think. And one thing I learned is a life lesson for judo. My coach taught me this, is that the beauty of judo is not that you have a plan and you execute the plan. It's more that you use your opponent's inertia against them. So they push against you, and you use that strength, that force that's coming your way, into your advantage to drop them. Yeah? And that's, in a way, a very good analogy, a metaphor, you can say, for how to tackle life in a way that feels fulfilling. Doesn't matter what life throws at you. You can use that energy that's coming your way, which you make think is negative, and turn it into a positive. Each and every time. By the way, the opposite is also true. You can take energy that's, let's say, positive, and you can turn it into a negative. Let's say you're extremely, extremely talented football player, and you're so talented that you don't feel like you need to hit the gym to get stronger and to become a better football player. You don't feel like you need extra hours training because you're just gifted. All of a sudden, you're 17 years old and you're playing football against people that are maybe not as talented as you, but they work their asses off. And they overtake you. And then you start panicking because you haven't worked that hard. Now your talent can only take you so long, or so far rather. Maybe you lose your career as a potential football player, renowned star, because you were too good and you did not feel like you had to train to become better because you were so good. Again, now you turn positive energy, quote unquote positive energy, because positive and negative are very often neutral until the aftermath happens. You took something positive and turned it into a negative. You had everything in front of you to become the next Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, the next LeBron James, and you tossed it to the garbage because you were too good and you were too cocky. You didn't feel like you had to work anymore. You were too good. Now you destroyed that potential career. You win the lottery. And then after winning the lottery, you start doing drugs and doing all kinds of hideous or heinous things. You lose everybody around you. You lose the people that really care for you, etc., etc. You lose all your money. Back to square one, but now with nobody around you. Was winning the lottery a good thing for you or a bad thing? I mean, you made it a bad thing. You used judo against you. You used the principles of judo against you. So, my friends, it doesn't matter where you are in life. You can actually get out of it. You have no money right now. You can make money. You can learn how to make money. I mean, literally, that's the reason why I created Arrow Academy. Because I know that the offers that I'm selling are high ticket, okay? So just for full disclosure, just so that you understand where we stand. My offers are minimum $5.3K, okay? For 3 months. I also charge $8,000. I also charge $17,000 for 3 months. And I also charge for B2B, so for businesses, $100, $200K, $350K up to, yeah? So far, that's the max I've charged an ongoing client. And that's too high for most of you. If you're in level 0 in life, if you're like Goku when he's a baby and he doesn't know how to become Super Saiyan, that's like me telling you, okay, now fight Frieza. I like Dragon Ball. Now fight fucking Magic Buu. Okay? Fight fucking Kakarot. You can't. You get wrecked. You don't have the capabilities to take on that challenge. You don't have the capabilities to take on my high ticket stuff. That's okay. So I thought to myself, how can I give the people at level 0 when they're Goku baby level, kid level? How can I take you to Super Saiyan level 1? How can I take you to understand the foundation of making money online? That's what I did. Now, this video is not to promote it, but it's actually a nice segue, not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of proud of myself because that came up pretty naturally and it was completely unplanned for. So I created Arrow Academy, right? And what I do, I take people from level 0 to level 1, yeah? You will start making money online. And the entry price is very low. 100% affordable for literally anybody, okay? If you have a Steam account and you bought a video game or two, brother, you have time. You have the money, okay? Or sister. And anyway, I don't want to speak about, because this video is not about this, so I don't want to speak about this. If you're interested in this, I'm going to put, should I put the link in the description? Yeah, why not? I'll put the link in the description. Check it out. And if you're interested, just DM me on Instagram, at Ocelote World. I'll read it. I read everything, by the way. I have still a few hundred DMs unread, but I'll eventually get to yours. You have my promise. But I digress. So, yeah, you can go from having nothing, no skills, no ability. How do I make money online? How do these people printing money with McLaren? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're thinking already about fighting Frieza. You're not ready for that. You want to think about first getting your shit together so that you can at least make your parents slightly proud of earning some money while being at home and using their internet connection, using the tech they paid for you, the computer you have or the phone you have. You can get there. Don't make excuses. Everything is possible. Just don't care too much about the fact that you haven't done it yet. Because if you preoccupy yourself too much with the actions you took in the past, you will remain there in the past. There's nothing more beautiful in life than to look forward to something. And my question to you is, what are you looking forward to right now? Most of you don't have anything to look forward to. Or maybe you do, like a small trip somewhere that you have planned with your friends. That's a nice thing to look forward to. Maybe you are looking forward to a new game release that is coming out. But I'm talking about life things. What is it that makes you excited to wake up tomorrow? Let's imagine the trip is not happening. Let's imagine that video game is not coming out. Let's imagine that a movie is not coming out. That show that you really like, new episode is not coming out. What else do you have? What are you looking forward to? Because the answer to that question will tell you whether you're waking up in the morning energized or miserable. And the only way to have something to look forward to is by actually imagining what your ideal life looks like. Now, I'm not going to tell you again to go fight Frieza. I don't want to. I mean, some of you will definitely benefit from this. I certainly did myself, but I'm not going to tell you, start imagining yourself every day living in the biggest villa beachfront in the most expensive area in the world. Because, again, you're putting yourself on a fight against Frieza when you're not even Super Saiyan 1. You can do it, and if you do it every day, trust me, it will help you. But there's a more actionable thing you can do today, which is, okay, what is actually realistic for me to accomplish within the next year? If I go a year from now, what would I feel proud about that my life looks like? Be reasonable. Write it down. Okay, so maybe it's about not thinking about survival the whole time. Maybe it's about being able to take your girlfriend or future girlfriend, or being able to even afford having a girlfriend, to go out and eat a pizza together. Maybe it's about being able to choose your working hours. I don't know what it is. It can be something small. Take a few things that are important to you, that you would feel actually satisfied with your progress a year from now. Now choose from those things you wrote the top 3. Okay? Then after choosing the top 3, you take a look at them again. And you choose one of them, the actual most important one. Guess what? That's your reason. That right there is your reason. Now, what you think can be done in a year can actually be done in 3 months or less, by the way. 2 months even. 1 month even. If you have the level of urgency you require to do that, yeah? But all of a sudden you have something to look forward to. And you did all of that with the power that God or whatever you believe in gave you. Imagination. Imagination is the door that opens all doors. Right now you feel like you're in a very small room and you seemingly see no doors, or the doors you see seem closed. Or the doors you see seem closed, yeah? Well, let me tell you something. Doors, little doors perhaps, very, 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 very small doors are constantly opening here and there. I want you to pay attention. And whenever a little door, small door, tiny door, opens, walk through it. Because even if it's a very small door, it might just open a slightly bigger door, which then will open a slightly bigger door. And before you know it, you're fighting Frieza. Why? Because eventually you will have to face Frieza as your next challenge. And for you to be ready for that fight, you will need to do the things that make you ready for that fight. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have a kid tomorrow. You make your woman pregnant, or if you're a girl, you get pregnant, and you have a baby coming. You're not gonna let the baby die from no food. No, you're gonna figure your shit out. Because necessity creates skills. Necessity creates the urgency to take the right actions. And you'd be surprised, man, how much you will enjoy watching a movie, watching your favorite anime show, watching or playing video games when you have done your duty throughout the day. You'll be surprised. I mean, the level of happiness you will entertain yourself, knowing that you're doing your work, you're doing what you must do, is going to be extremely, you're going to sleep like a baby, you have my promise. And you're going to wake up excited. Now again, Rome wasn't built in a day. This excitement, maybe day 1 you're very excited, day 2 less excited, day 3 less and less excited, but then you have to continue fueling that excitement with more things, with more inner thinking, with more imagination, with more ambition and sense of urgency to continue progressing. That's why I like the level 0 to level 1 Arrow Academy thing, because what I'm giving you, I'm opening for you a door. And that door, if you put in the work, will open other doors. I mean, I have somebody called Yusuf, okay? Yusuf started with me doing exactly this. DM setting, basically. I taught him how to do DM setting. Yusuf eventually became a setter and eventually became a closer. In the last month, Yusuf made $77,000 in commissions. That means he cash collected for me more than $500,000. Okay? So I earned more than $500,000 thanks to his closing. And he got paid handsomely for it. Like I said, $70,000, more or less, give or take. Minus whatever taxes he has to pay. I don't know. This guy started with me less than a year ago. I'm not going to say that's going to be your example. I'm not going to say that at all because I don't want to create the wrong expectations. I hate these smokes and mirrors things, like I told you. Not everybody reaches that. I mean, very small amount of people reach that. But we have people that are making 40K. We have people that are making 20K. We have people that are making 5K. We have people that are making 2K. We have people that are making $700 a month. And we have people that are making 0. Why? Because they're doing what you're currently doing. Fuck all. Nothing. So my friend, don't despair, okay? Retard max your way into fulfillment. Yes, you can keep going. Yes, you will not kill yourself. Yes, you will not die from exhaustion from working. No, you won't. You won't. You feel like a piece of shit? Well, that's because you are doing piece of shit actions. You're not a piece of shit. You're not a horrible person. You're just taking the wrong actions. If I was doing what you were doing, I would feel the exact same way as you're feeling right now. Even though my problem is not to afford a bus ticket, but whether I can put $5 or $6 more million into real estate tomorrow or not. Still, it doesn't matter about the size of the problems. The emotional attachment to those problems is going to be quite similar. I always say the guy that worries about the bus ticket, losing it, and the guy that worries about his investment in Apple going from $12 million to $7 million out of a war with Iran or something. These two people are having both the same shitty day. The only difference is the size of the problems. But the shitty day is going to be similar for them both, you know? So my friend, stop worrying so much about things you actually have control over. You do. You do have control over your own actions. Take more action. Take more action. There is a saying, I like it a lot. Did you know you can outrun depression by taking action? If you take so much action, depression can never catch up to you. You know how they say depression is a made-up concept? Well, I believe something. I believe that if you believe in depression and you believe that you can be depressed, then guess what? You'll be just that. I also believe that if you don't believe in it and you believe that taking insane amounts of action can make you immune to depression, guess what? Why don't you give it a try? Why don't you give it a try instead of continuously worry or being cynical about others being lucky and you being so unlucky that you need ADHD medication or some shit like this? Why don't you start believing that you're actually great at something, unique at something? Why don't you actually believe that you were meant for greater things than just feeling miserable 24/7? What do you think? That you were born for no purpose? Even fucking ants and bees have a purpose. You tell me you don't have a purpose? What are you, stupid? Okay. No, I'm so special that I'm the only being in the universe that we can think of without purpose. Even a rock has a purpose. A rock has purpose. You're telling me you as a human have no purpose? Are you stupid or what? Of course you have a purpose. You're just so overly entertained that you don't let your imagination run wild. You're not letting your imagination fly. You're not letting the childlike side of you evolve. You have killed the child. But guess what? Just like Jesus came back after 3 days, that child can return. He's not really killed. He's just hidden. And the child will return when you start having fun again. And by having fun, I don't mean by entertaining yourself, but by actually taking actions that further your life. One at a time. Okay, today I don't eat bread. I will eat an apple. Well, the child's like, gets slightly awoke. Hold on. What is this guy saying? He wants an apple now. Hold on a second. Let's see what this guy is up to. Hold on a second. He's now trying to learn how to make money online? He always said it. He always found very interesting how the people that were very young were making so much money online. Hold on, what if he's no longer going to be the jealous, cynical person saying he was lucky or he's faking? Maybe he's actually trying something here for a second. Hold on, let me wake up. What is this guy up to now? That's your child. That's a child version of you, finding joy little by little. You do that enough times, and the child comes out, blooms like a flower. Okay? I hope you took notes about this video. I know I didn't, because I like these things to come from the heart. I can't fucking do scripted thing. My team knows. You know, very often we have they have ideas for reels and shorts and stuff like this, and I'm like, I just can't I can't go through scripts. I hate it. I just want to speak my heart out. And whatever comes out, comes out. Look, I have my little dog. Her name is Lola, okay? She's she knows we don't like when she goes into the areas where my newborn is at. But Lola, my dear, any words for before we leave? Don't worry, guys. I've never hit her. Don't worry, guys. I've never hit her. She's just like this. She's eternally scared for her own life. Look at this. Lola, I love you. We love Lola, okay? We love Lola. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'm gonna put, like I said, the description below the website in case you are. Just check the. You waste nothing. Just check the website. Check the video. Check all the copy. Check everything in the website. And if it speaks to you, then DM me on Instagram. Or just click whatever. I think we have a button to click there. You can, actually, we have a button to click. You can also put your number there. We can talk to you. It doesn't matter. Anyway, my friends, I hope this was useful. I wanted to do this out of my heart. Zero agenda. And like I said, if you ask me any questions in the comments, I try to answer them, okay? Or maybe make a video about them. Have a good day. And this is Carlos R.O. And I'm happy to help. Happy to serve you, okay? Bye-bye, people.